and we will be sharing the recording with you all for future reference. And you can access the recording of this webinar and the previous webinars which has been held previously. You can access the recording on our YouTube channel by subscribing on our YouTube channel. The link has been already provided to you on the chat window. So my name is Rishika Omar, and I am the marketing consultant for DevLabs Alliance. Now I'll move to the next slide, wherein I'll give you a quick introduction about our company, like who we are and what we do. So DevLabs Alliance is the leading provider of technical training and consulting services. So when I say technical training here, I'll name some of our top trending trainings and workshops. That includes I hope my screen is changing. I have already changed the slide. If somebody can let me know my screen is changing or not.
No, Rishika, no.
Not?
No.
Okay, okay. Just a moment. Give me a second. I think there is some issue with my network. Yeah, my screen is not changing. Prakhar, if you can, share your
Got
screen with the
changed.
PPT.
It is getting changed now.
It's getting changed. Okay, okay,
It
fine.
is about us.
Yeah, correct,
Okay.
correct.
Right.
Yeah. So those technical training and workshops includes SDAT and automation, robotic process automation, data science and machine learning, DevOps, blockchain, performance testing, and soft skills. We have presence across various continents like Asia, Canada, USA. Also, we are having very rich pool of IT professionals, consultants, and advisors in the respective segments. For more information, you can go through our website also. The link of the website will be provided to you over the chat window. So coming to the next slide, why you should choose us. Basically, the number one is practical workshops with zero theory. Our sessions are completely hands-on with use cases and assignment oriented. We have limited batch size so that you can get the focused attention. Our trainers are subject matter experts and have real-time industry experience. Last but not the least, our latest course curriculum. Our course curriculum is designed as per the industry standard. Now, this slide is going to be very important for people who wants to enroll for the course today itself, because this offer which we are providing is instant 10% discount we are providing on the course fees. So this is valid only for the webinar day. We are already having running discounts on the course fees, and this instant 10% discount is applied on top of that. So guys, not taking much of your time, so I'll hand it over to our trainers, giving a quick introduction about our trainers. Our trainers are real-time industry experts and are having very rich experience of close to around 10 to 12 plus years. So I'll not take much of your time, and I'll give it to Afrin now. Afrin, you can take this forward, please.
Yeah. Thanks, Rishika.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening, wherever you are. So, let me introduce briefly about myself quickly. Myself is Afrin Sheikh. So, I have 11 years of industrial experience as well as 7 years of training experience. I have experience on handling multiple projects as well as give the sessions on SDET curriculum. I'm having multiple skill set like Java, JMeter, Selenium, manual testing, how can and implementation of automation framework, and then resolving the issues on automation framework, developing an automation framework from the scratch. This is the brief about myself. We'll go to the session. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you can able to see my screen. Anybody, please. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, Afri.
Yes, right. Yeah. uh, Team, everyone has to understand first what is the career path of test engineer. If they want to move or grow in the path of software industry, they must and has to understand wherever you want to go. When we are joining any company, any role in a software organization, we may have set our goals. This is my short term goal, this is my long term goal. We have a clear picture of our career path, and at a particular stage, where should we look ourselves in the software organization or software hierarchy. Being a test engineer, whenever if you start a career with fresher as a test engineer, some might know that what is the career path, some maybe know about what is our career path, where we can go, what is the where can we fit in our software industry hierarchy. Being we are a fresher, we start a career with the test engineer, considered as a test engineer. What we will perform, what do we do, what is our regular activities? We'll perform the manual testing stuff. We understand the requirements. We'll do focus on writing our manual test cases. We'll do focus on creating the bug, writing the test cases involving a different process of test engineer. This is the first and the basic test engineer will perform. But this is not enough to move on for career path. If you have being a SDET, what will be the levels? From level 1 tester to level 2, you will be a test senior test engineer with additional responsibilities like implement or optimistic optimizing our processes in testing. And from level 2 senior testing to level 3, you will be a technical lead or test lead. We call as a test lead. Here I'm saying level 2 or level 3, and or you will be a test manager. This will be a career path of a test engineer. Being a test manager, you have to manage the different test teams, as well as you have to hold different skill set. Nowadays current industry, software industry, is requiring you should not only manage the projects or teams, you should have a technical skills of SDET. What is SDET? Software development engineer in test. You should require skills like Java. You should require skills like automation tools. You require skills of different project management tools and also DevOps tools. These are the skills you require if you want to go to the test manager. The first level, that is for fresher, manual testing, those stuff. Second level, if you being a senior, you require automation skills along with the manager and also some leading skills and technical skills. And if you want to move as a career path as a test manager, along with the project management or team management skills, you need the skills of estates. This is the foremost. Nowadays current industry is asking from level 1 itself SDET skills. SDET skills everyone is asking you. Next is if you don't want to wish to a test manager, if you want to move to the additional levels, like if you are thorough at the functionality where you are working, in which organization are you are working, what is the business process, you will choose a business analyst. Here also you will be a technical guy along with the application, the futures. You have to understand what your application will do. You are interacting with the stakeholders. Stakeholder means the clients, and getting the requirement and discussing with the team. From business analyst to senior business analyst, product owner, senior product owner to product manager. This is the career path. Tester, automation tester, senior engineer, estate senior engineer, or test manager, everything. This is the career path. We'll move to the next side. What we will do in What is the procedure we will follow in manual testing? Each and every testing process has different procedures. Automation testing has different process. Manual testing has different process. You might you have to understand what the process you are go following in different testing phases. What the procedure we are following the manual testing? In manual testing, we will understand our requirement. Who will give the requirement? The business analyst or product owner will give the requirements. We will understand the requirement analysis. We will go through each and every lines of our requirement. We will analyze each and every feature. Then we will create the test plan. I'm not speaking about the development phase here. I'm speaking completely about testing, manual testing procedure, what we will follow in the current organization. Requirement analysis, then we will follow the test plan creation. We should have for every activity, we must prepare a plan. Without a plan, there is no phase here. There is no process, the successful process. Once we create the test process plan creation, we will create the test cases step by step procedure to execute each and every scenario. Each and every scenario. After preparation of test case plan, plan creation, we will create test cases in the third phase. In after the third phase, in the next phase, we will execute each and every test case based on our requirement, whether it is reaching or not. Whatever the application developed, it is meeting the requirement or not. In the fourth phase, execution phase, we will check if any deviation with the requirement analysis or whatever the requirement given by the stakeholder or the customer, then we will log defect. Once it fixed in the sixth phase, we'll re-verify it. This process continuously evolves, continuous process until the project close. Continuously it evolves. The next phase is here automation testing life cycle. What is the process we will follow in the automation? What is the scope of our automation? What we need to understand? First and foremost thing is in this phase, we must have set up a test environment. This is common for both manual testing phase and the automation testing phase. The first phase, we need to set up a test environment. Once we develop a software, there are different environments for each and every phase. Different in development phase, developer has the different environment. Testing phase has in testing environment. Production means live has a different environment. For our testing, we require a test environment. Once the test environment is present, what do? We start writing our automation script. We start developing our test script. What is the proof? What are the steps we follow for writing a automation test script? We will have a manual test cases. We will follow each and every script, each and every test step. We will write automation test scripts using the automation tool. Once we develop a automation test script, we need to execute until it get passed and also verify that whether it is following same as our manual test case. Then the next phase is how can we analyze our reports? We need to generate our results in the form of test reports. We have already developed the test scripts. We executed it. What is the proof that we executed our test scripts? We have to generate our reports. Those are test reports and we need to analyze the test reports. This is the phase. Any failures we are getting here, if we need to analyze whether it is a real bug or the script failure, this we need to analyze. This is the last phase. Before setting up the test environment, we have these three phases. I'm sorry, I forgot to explain. The first phase is we need to determine the scope of test automation. How can you determine the scope of test automation of an application? How much feasible our application is, how much stable our application for our automation, what is the scope of features we can go for automation, we need to determine. Then once we have analyzed the scope of our test automation, we need to select the right tool to perform automation. There are different tools available in the market, like open source tools and license version tools. Open source tools are Selenium, Cypress, Cathlon. These are the different tools, are different tools supporting different languages. License versions tools are QTP, WATIR, Test Complete. These are license version tools. We must have to choose a right tool for our automation. A right tool, the starting itself, if we select the right tool, that will be go for long at the end of our project. In between the project, we should not change our automation tool. That's why there will be a team called POC who perform the POCs on automation tools. They will give the pros and cons of automation tools. Based on our scope of automation and application feasibility, we need to select our automation tool. Once we select the automation tool, we need to create a test plan, test design, and test strategy for automation. And also, we need to develop a automation framework. A automation framework, it's a combination of multiple tools like automation testing of test cases, generation of test reports, and publishing of our test report. These are different tools we need to integrate in one system that we call as the automation framework. Once we have plan, design, strategy, automation framework, we need to set up the test environment. We need to start automation script development using the automation framework, and we execute it and generate the test report. This is the cycle we'll follow in the current organization software industry. Next is how we will have to analyze the market strategy, how much salary we will get. We know the futures, we know the career path of a software engineer or a QA engineer. Then we know the process, each and every process are going through manual testing and automation testing. Now we need to understand the salary here. These are the insights I took from India. There are different insights for different organizations, but yesterday software development engineer in test has more salaries, average annual salaries in all the across the globe, different regions, than the normal test engineer. Normal test engineer, what it will do, it will perform only manual testing. This is not enough for SDET. Along with the manual testing, you must have to know automation testing, DevOps, and also designing concept. Like we have different designing concepts and Spring Boots. Those are required advanced concept. Here in Estate, you guys are going to learn Java, first core Java, in Selenium, rest assured. This combination of skills, if an engineer consists of that, he is eligible for SDET role. SDET role is getting 5 times more than the normal test engineer in the organization. If you see here, I'm taking the side insights of India here. The average salary of SDET engineer is 15 lakhs per annum for 3 years going. For 3 years. But here, test engineer only get 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs in Indian currency, a 3 years guy. If you see here, 5 times more. If you have this SDET skill set, this is the current trend is going on in the current organization. Every organization are looking for only SDETs. He has to perform manual testing, automation testing, or he has to integrate the automation testing to DevOps tools. design the automation framework, and also develop this from scratch. And if already present a automation framework, he has to involve in the upgrades. That is the role of SDET, software test engineer. What do you know here in the automation? There are why we are going for automation, not the manual testing. We need to understand few points here. The manual testing, what it will do, it will take more time consuming. You will perform more stuff repeatedly. In regression concept, each and every iteration, if you are releasing the new features or upgrading the features, you have to perform regression. That is a repeat task, and also it is boring and tedious. It requires a tester all the time. A tester must and should has to present at the system and has to perform manually and follow each and every step of test cases. These are the pain points of manual testing, and also high risk of errors. We human beings might do some mistakes that high risk of errors will do. And also generating the logs and screenshot manually takes much time, more time consuming, repeated work, boring, requires a tester all the time, high risk of error, creation of logs and screenshots manually take more time. These are the main pain points of manual testing. Then if I go for automation, automation is more reliable and repeatable, comprehensive, better quality software. If you A tester is not required to present at the system always. If you write a script and we integrate to our DevOps tool, no need of our software tester also. Executed automatically based on the time we have specified, schedulable time. And we can have a reusable test, programmable and the fast also. If the manual tester, if he is performing a task in 1 hour, the same task automation perform in 10 minutes. The same task perform in 10 minutes. That is the beauty of automation. The next point, last point is the cost reduction. We can reduce the cost also if you go to automation. This is the advantage of automation. Any questions so far? It's time for Q&A. You can ask any questions. Yeah, Aishwarya, you're asking any questions. Raise your hand. You didn't see my change in the slides. Please unmute and speak. I can see that. No, not sure why. Let me share again. Can you able to see screen? Can you able to see my screen? Prakhar, are you here? Slide number 9. Okay. Yes, I'm sharing slide number 9. I just go through the slides what I have. Can you able to see the third slide now? Okay. So let me know if you can able to see my slide. The first slide, what I explained, the third slide is career path of test engineer. Sorry from us, not sure why it is not changing. This is a slide I explained about the career path of test engineer. The next slide is procedure followed in manual testing. Can you able to see in the fourth slide? Okay, cool. In this slide, using this slide, I explained about what is the procedure, the process we will follow in manual testing. The first phase is requirement analysis, test plan creation, test case creation, test case execution, defect logging, defect fix, and re-verification. This is a process we'll follow. This process continuously evolves until the project completes. Can you able to see in the fifth slide? Yeah. The fifth slide, I explained what is the process we will follow in automation testing. Determine the scope of test automation, selecting the right tool for automation, test plan, test design, and test strategy, automation framework creation, setting up the test environment, automation test scripts development and execution, analysis and generation of test reports. This is the procedure we will follow in every organization. Can you able to see the sixth slide? Sixth slide. Yes, cool. Here I explain the insights of salary in India, and also it is for every region across the globe. A normal test engineer, a SDET engineer salary comparison, a SDET will get 5 times more than the normal test engineer. Here, what are the skills you required? Like automation, SDET, core Java, advanced Java, DevOps tools like Jenkins, rest assured API. In this curriculum, you are going to learn each and every skills required for SDET. And you're able to see the eighth slide. In this slide, I explain using this slide, I explain about what is the pain points of manual testing. First point is it takes more time, repeated tasks we need to do. It's boring and tedious. It requires a tester all the time, high risk for errors, manual creation of logs and screenshots. These are the pain points of manual testing. Then why we need to go for automation? What are the advantages of our automation? Can you able to see the 10th slide? Okay. Here, what is the advantage of automation? Must and should you need to understand. If you are going to automation, what is the advantage? What is the need? Here, the reliable testers perform the same operation each time they run, thereby eliminating the human error. It is a reliable and repeatable. So using tool enable the capability to test how software reacts under repeated execution of same operation. For example, let's say that if you are trying to purchase any good, any product, then how your application is behaving for same repeated task. Comprehensive provides the ability to build a suite for tests that covers each and every features in your application. Better quality software, reusable components. Enable the reusability of test on different versions of application. Programmable. Using automation, we can deliver our deliverables faster than the manual process. We can reduce the cost. Next, last one, this 10th slide. This is the 13th slide, Q&A. So somebody ask some questions. Yeah, I have a question about which language I have to select for automation testing based on the project. Yes. See here, it depends on which programmable, which language, right? Every organization will look for the resource skills. If you are if your resources has a skill Java, any organization, if you consider that no organization is ready to give training on again the new language, they will try to utilize the skills a majority of the resources has. So and also how compatible it is for our automation. Java and Selenium is more stabilized, and also Java, if you see in the market, the resources skill set, most of the resources has a Java. That's why organizations select Selenium with Java. I hope this is. I hope. What about Python? Python also, see, Python also organizations will use, but it's on the application capability. And also, what are the for development of our application, which set of programming languages they used, that also depends. Fine. Any other questions? You can type in chat. Any other questions? Nothing from that side. Okay. Yes. Any other questions? Which tool is better for load testing? Ah, load testing. There are different type of tools like load runner, JMeter. Load runner has more features than JMeter. Load runner is a licensed version. You need to pay if you want to use the load runner, but JMeter is a open source again. Using load runner, you can integrate the Selenium also. Sorry, not load runner, JMeter. Using JMeter, you can integrate Selenium, but using load runner, you cannot. Any questions? Any other questions? Feel free to ask. You can type in chat also. K6 tool. Load, you are meaning like load testing tool. Okay. Basics also, see here also open source tool. You need to select a tool which is fit your project, and we'll look while selecting a look, we'll understand the features and the capabilities of each and every. See, you cannot take directly a open source tool if it is staying free of cost. You cannot go in that way. Take the licensed version tools and the open source tools. What are the features you require? If a tool which is meeting your criteria, that tool, the open source tool having that features which you are looking for, you can select it. But the tool which does not have the features which you are looking, but by a licensed version tool it has, you can do. Any future for this? Because my organization, if there may be a See, there may be a, for every skill, it is not going to be waste, right? If you have a skill that may be useful in any way, maybe different organization have different tools, but you have a skill set that will added advantage to you. You can easily understand, adapt the other tools also if you know the process and the tools. Which tools are free for mobile application testing and browser compatibility for manual testing for various browser and various mobile devices? Mobile application testing, if you want to perform automation, APM is a free tool. Mobile APM is a free tool. Browser compatibility for manual testing for various browser. So here also we have browser stack. Browser stack is giving various browser compatibility, but it is a paid. Rest assured is mandatory or not? Rest assured nowadays is mandatory. Every organization are looking for a resource who have a skill set of automation, UI, user interface automation skill set, and also API automation skill set. Any other questions? I'm giving 2 more minutes. Please, if you have any questions, paste in chat. Fine. Rishika and Prakar, are you guys here? Is DSA mandatory? Has SDET
Yeah.
data structures, right? And algorithms. Yes. It depends on organization to organization. It depends on organization to organization. Some organization will ask data structures and algorithms. Some organizations don't look for data structure and algorithms. What is the need of data structure and algorithms? Like how will you use in system design? How you can manipulate the data if you are using in your project that you will do using DSA. It depends on organization to organization. Some organizations like Apple, Google, or Amazon will ask for DSA. Some organizations don't ask DSA. They'll ask for measure which is the required mandatory skill set for SDET to perform a work. Those will be enough. Some will look that way. Yeah, it's over to you, Rishika and Prakhar.
So guys, any more question over this? Anything you want to ask, you can ask.